Hello there, everyone, and welcome to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we've got a weekly reading here for you for July 6th through 12th, 2026. So, as you mostly know, if you've been here before, I do daily readings throughout the month. However, I am preparing to go on vacation. Oh, thank you for the first one. I'm preparing to go on vacation for the majority of August, actually, and I don't know that, number one, I'll have time to do any readings, and I also don't know if I'll even have good Wi-Fi. I'll have some Wi-Fi, but probably not super awesome. So to consolidate a little bit of information here, I'm going to change the dailies into a weekly. We're going to do a pick a card here, see which one resonates for you the most, and have 3 separate readings for you, so you can watch all 3. You can watch 1, you can watch 2, whatever it is that floats your boat. So just a little brief overview of some astrological influences this week, the general tone. There's a lot of beautiful energy that's going on up in the ethers, right? Up in the spiritual world. But with some of the energy around this week, you may be feeling just a little more pessimistic, or you may need to make a little more of an effort to get out of your own way. Okay. It's easy to get bogged down with some things this week, and you may not see the magic in the air. Things will pick up a little bit more positive mindset by Friday, but just be aware of the Monday to Thursday thing. It's probably just feeling a little bit heavier, but there is that magic to be found. The weekend, though, really does perk up. Saturday is a really kind of dreamy energy filled with fun and excitement and creative vibes. A little spontaneity creeps in by Saturday there as well. So, get an opportunity, find an opportunity to go out and have fun. And you may even be rewarded this weekend you may even be rewarded by taking a chance in some way. Take a little bit of a risk, a little bit of a gamble, try something new perhaps, and you just never know what may happen. Okay. So don't let kind of some gloomy vibes overtake your whole week, right? We can come out of that energy. We just need to focus on that positive energy. If you have a Sagittarian friend, or a Leo friend, or even an Aries friend, right? They may be able to help you and show you the path, show you the way. But I've got 3 cards here. So I've got the first card here. I'll show you what it is. And we've got the ring. Let's see if that focuses. I don't know. Your card number 2, we've got choices, also known as the crossroads. And we've got the anchor with your card number 3. So just kind of tap into your intuition for a second, take a deep breath, and see which 1 or 2 or 3 resonate with you, because for some there will be more than one message here. But we're going to start with the ring. I'll put the timestamps down below, and let's get going. So you have the ring, card number 1. All right. Now, rings can be about commitments. It can also be about seeing something through to completion, getting something completed, and perhaps even having something come full circle. It is a very positive card. So for some of you, you could have some commitments that kind of arise this week. Some of you, let's face it, that is a ring with a house and family on there. This can be that you may enter a higher level of commitment with a person in a relationship, perhaps even with a job, right? But ultimately, it's about what you're committed to this week. So keep your promises, okay? Don't promise anything that you can't keep, all right? Don't make promises that you can't cash, right? That's the general theme with that one. And if you do commit to something, make sure that you do see it through. It's not just going to be, because you keep your word. It's also going to probably be something important, right? Make a promise and follow through with that. Some of you here could potentially have something that you commit to through your workplace, or there could even be something new on the horizon here for that. But it's all about full circle completion and all of that. We've got here the 6 of Swords, the Tower, And we've got the Queen of Wands. So the Tower is your main energy in there. So something may threaten to rock the boat. The Tower can be a shakeup, a breakup. It can just be, it can just be a deep inner knowing. Something can be shifting inside of you. But ultimately, we keep a foundation. So considering we've got the ring here, okay, we do need to be careful to, maintain a focus on what you need to get done, what you need to finish, what you need to complete, those promises that you've made. But considering this card will pick up the flavor of some other cards, there could be some challenges with some commitments, whether it's with a friend, a partner. You could have something that may potentially go off the rails, or you may be trying to pick up the pieces from something that's, kind of not on solid ground. It's on shaky ground. And we do have the Six of Swords that does bring in some shaky energy, but it shows that you can move past it. The Queen of Wands, right? This can be your energy of being confident and being bold and being honest and truthful. So following through, the Queen of Wands does not shy away from difficult situations and also will finish what she completes, because the decisions that she makes, right? The decisions that you make in the Queen of Wands energy, you don't take lightly, and you are true to your word. So this can be a little bit of a disruptive week. For some of you here, you could have a little bump in the road with a relationship if you've made a commitment, if you've made plans with a friend, right? The Queen of Wands can sometimes come up as a friend, right? There could be a little bit of a rocky start there to your week. It could start to look like it's going totally sideways here, but then you may pick up the pieces, right? So any kind of chaos, you can move past it, you can move through it, okay? But you may need to stand your ground, and you may need to just really kind of how should we say, tap into your fiery side, okay? Because it's that fire, that passion, that confidence, that motivation that lies within you that will move you through. With the Tower, there could be, again, like a break in a commitment. Someone could potentially break their promise to you in some way, but you could also have an intentional parting of ways with that Tower. The Tower brings shakeups, right? But it ultimately leaves us with our foundation, with the good stuff, okay? And, we pick up the pieces after, right? We find room and space for better situations, better things. If you have a transformative relationship with a person this week, this can be where you maybe clear the air, right? And you make a very conscious effort to let anything go that you don't want to carry forward with you in your partnership, right? And often, if we're entering a higher level of commitment, whether it's our job or people, right, we do quite often need to kind of just sort out a couple of things and make sure that we're all on the same page going forward. And if not, it's like, okay, can we resolve this, or can we let this go, right? But yes, that Tower can really cause a disruption in your week. Okay, so be like the Queen of Wands. Be firm in your decisions, be confident in yourself, and trust yourself here. The Queen of Wands is a very independent energy, so you don't really need anyone else to tell you what to do. Okay, you know what to do. You know where you need to go, right? You know what you need to change, or you know what you need to commit to. The Queen of Wands can represent a friend, or potentially a significant other, or a partner, someone that you work with. So again, you could have a little bit of a rocky patch this week, but if you again, focus on the outcome, or focus on the positive, right? Then you can probably sort some things out. But we do have that Six of Swords, and that can certainly be about moving away, walking away, sailing away into the sunset, if you will. And so we just need to know, are you taking people with you, or are you doing it alone, right? But things do get calmer with the Six of Swords. So again, some of you could be just dealing with the aftermath of something this week. Let's get a couple more cards out here for you. I'm just going to get a couple advice cards. Ten of Swords, ouch, Chariot, and the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, so you may be trying to figure some things out this week, right? Again, what am I committed to? Am I in this for the long haul? Is someone else in this for the long haul? Have I made good investments here with the Seven of Pentacles, right? This can be a time of harvest and abundance for you with the Seven of Pentacles, but it's also one of going through a thought process, right? Because it is one of something blossoming for the long term. And we're at the 7, right? So when we're at the 7, where do you want to get to? Do you want to get to the 10 of Pentacles? Are you on the right track? Do you need to make some changes, right? Have you made the right choices, right? But once you figure things out with the 7 of Pentacles, okay, yep, this is it for me. I'm happy. Or I can still have something that can blossom. Hang on. Siren, there we go. I can still have something that can blossom, so I'm going to stick with it, right? Whatever that is for you, you're making some choices. Patience is very much a virtue, but also, also your long-term strategy may really be at play for you here. Now, we do have, of course, the Chariot. So your two biggest energies is the Tower and the Chariot. So you could actually have a major breakthrough. Okay. People are afraid of the Tower because it's uncomfortable. It's supposed to be uncomfortable though. So, so this can be like an internal shift for you. Okay. And the Chariot here can show you've got some sort of breakthrough. We're moving forward, whatever your situation is this week. So, you could, if you've been feeling stuck or lost or like things aren't moving forward, things are shifting for you here, right? 6 of Swords moving forward, the Chariot moving forward, but Chariot is card of destiny, right? And so stars aligning for you. It is one of success, okay? And we do have a 10 of Swords here. So with that Tower coming in and that 10 of Swords, so something may need to come to a conclusion, a natural conclusion. You may have to see something through to the bitter end with that 10 of Swords. It's not an easy ending, right? And so you could just be powering through because I committed to this thing and I'm going to see it through to the end. And whew, man, are you ever happy to see that done? It's successful, right? You're successful at completion, whatever it is that is for you. Okay. But some of you could be potentially changing your mind or changing like your belief systems here, right? The Tower, an internal shift, something, because quite often something that hits your intuition, your crown chakra, your knowledge, right? And that 10 of Swords is also about your mind, right? Your communication. And so this is very much an ending, but there's a horizon, there's a new beginning on the horizon. So, you could have this kind of a little bit of an awakening here this week. You could, kind of shake yourself out of the doldrums this week here as well. And we have a breakthrough moment with the Chariot. But the Chariot's it's all about your drive, determination, and ambition and the actions you take. So if you feel like you're stuck in a rut, you feel like you need to make a change, or if you feel like we need to move forward with something or deal with issues, it's whatever you act upon is what will bring you to that finish line or get you realigned with your destiny. Perhaps stars are aligning for you with the Chariot. We also do have 2 7s. Right? 7 and 7. 7s are a very spiritual number. And so again, there could be something that is, again, a little bit up in the ether for you, right, this week. So just kind of keep an open mind. Stay with that 7 of Pentacles. Kind of stay in a calm energy. The 6 of Swords shows there's calm energy coming in. It's also a card of protection. So again, if you feel like there's something that you're dealing with, maybe the aftermath of something or maybe something new, right? This can move you. You are going to get past it. You are protected, right? And things will settle down, right? Because this could be something outside of you that is going on. So kind of a little excitement there for you guys. Let's get a final card for you. And we've got number 13. I am confident. You're a conscientious worker with a knack for coming up with creative ideas and turning them into something real. An optimistic but practical outlook keeps you determined and on track as you work steadily towards your goals. I am confident. And what do we have there, right? We've got a completion of your goals, your promises, your commitment. We're moving forward, right? You're optimistic here, and you got confidence coming in there. So, so some pretty good stuff there for you. 13 ones can be about something new or something improved. It's also action. Threes are about teamwork and collaboration and creativity. 13 as a card can represent the death card, right? So death and rebirth, beginnings, endings, transformation, and growth. And this reduces down into a 4, which is Chariot, Cancerian energy, and stability and security, your house, your home, where you feel safe and secure. And it's a nurturing energy there as well. So whatever you nurture, okay, in a positive way, you will move forward in a positive way. That's what I have for you for those who chose the ring. We will move on now to the ones who chose choices. Hello to those of you who chose card number 2, which was the choices card. Now, this is actually card number 22, and it was in the number 2 position. So 2s may really be quite prevalent for you this week. They might be showing up in all kinds of places for you. 2s can be about partnerships. 2s can be about decisions, also balance and harmony. The choices card, though, out of this deck, this is about being at a crossroads. So making a decision, making a choice. Which path am I going to take? Which direction am I going to take? Which direction is positive for me? You might be changing direction, and you could also have multiple options this week for you as well. This can be in any area of your life. For some of you, maybe you're trying to make some travel plans. Where do we go? You could be choosing a house, a job. Perhaps you are just trying to figure out, which direction to take so you'll find more balance in your life. Like, what do I do? And so you could be making some good choices that way. But this can also, sometimes I do have to say, it can be splitting off. Okay. You've got one thing as a whole, and then we split it into 2. So sometimes, yes, this can potentially come up when there may be a parting of ways. Okay. Now you can part ways with a friend, with a significant other, part ways with a coworker. Maybe you've got a coworker that's leaving, right, your workplace. Maybe you like them, maybe you don't, but there is a parting of ways, right? This can be with an employer, right? But this can also be about parting of ways with an idea or a belief system as well. But the most prevalent here can certainly be, which path am I taking this week? We've got the 4 of Swords, the Page of Swords, and we've got the Fool. Okay. The 4 of Swords is a very peaceful and calm energy. Some of you are seeking peace this week. You're seeking peace, inner peace, outer peace, peace of mind. Some of you may be looking for a new beginning, but you may also just be wanting to have a little bit of rest, relaxation, and fun in your life this week. If you are making any travel plans, right, the Fool card can be, of course, an energy of new beginnings, right? We take a leap of faith. We jump right in. We have our trusty companion, and we've got everything we need for a successful journey. And so you could be wanting to go on a vacation with a friend or a companion. Maybe you're trying to decide which one of my friends would be good to travel with, because you can have good friends, but they're not all good to travel with, right? Word from the wise, believe you me, right? But the Fool is like, I'm ready. I'm ready for adventure. I'm ready for fun. I'm ready for something new. I'm ready to take the next step. I'm ready for a breakthrough, right? So where do you see any of this happening in your life? The Page of Swords is like a thinker energy, but also, kind of very curious, like what is out there? What directions can I take something? I have an idea. How do I put it in motion? Right? And it's very curious kind of energy, but the Page of Swords can be really great for sparking up a communication as well, for an exchange of ideas, right? Very up in the mind, very curious energy. But the Page of Swords can bring in some sort of news or information to you. Okay. You may be getting some sort of message this week that can actually take you on a different path than what you're used to, especially through meditation. The Four of Swords can absolutely be an energy with meditation, right? This is how you calm your mind. It's how you connect with your higher self, with spirit, right? And you just may get some inspiration or some answers that maybe you didn't even know you were looking for, but some of you could be certainly solidifying some of your beliefs this week, even if it's just a belief in yourself. But ultimately, this Fool, it's like first we take a step back. We're calm. We think about something. We contemplate something. Page of Swords. Now we kind of do some investigation. How do I get something moving? How do I get something going? What's the best way to start? Where do I want to go? And then the Fool, boom, we jump right in. No hesitation here. You could simply be getting out of your comfort zone in some way this week, but you probably do with that Choices card. You probably do think about it long and hard. Okay. It's like to other people with that Fool, it may look like you're a little bit reckless or impulsive, but ultimately you've percolated on something for a while. So, thinking on things, contemplating things is not a bad thing, right? Because especially if we keep the ball rolling, sometimes we get lost a little bit in contemplation, and then we spend so long thinking about something that we don't actually do it, or we don't leave ourselves time to do it. But this looks like a very nice sequence of events coming in for you. So, really kind of tap into that Four of Swords energy, because that's where it starts. So meditation, contemplation, finding a quiet place, taking a step back, right? And then we do that investigation, but we do find some answers that we're looking for. We find that direction that we need, and then boom, there we go, right? So whether it's whatever it is, again, it could be just like an idea, and now I have an idea how to move forward with my idea, that kind of thing. But certainly some heightened levels of communication and decision making here, but ultimately the Fool, some fun, some adventure, companionship, maybe a new beginning for some of you, a vacation, a travel plans, right? Whatever it is, it's one with excitement. So you're excited to go, or you're excited to get started, or maybe you're just excited about a breakthrough that you may have, and now that path forward is clear. Just like the Choices card, going all around in a little bit of a maze. You don't necessarily know everything that's going to happen on your journey, but you're just happy to be there. Let's grab you some advice for this week as well. Got the Nine of Wands. There's another two of Pentacles. There's your options. And we've got the Chariot. You are the second in a row to get the Chariot card. Very interesting. Chariot card is Cancerian energy. Okay. And we are still in Cancer season. So Cancer is the sign of the crab. And what do crabs do? They go back and forth, right? Back and forth, side to side. So the kind of interpretation of crab energy is, of course, about which way do I go? Which direction do I go? Because I'm not going in a straight line. I'm not moving forward. I'm going side to side, and sometimes I have to zigzag to get where I want to be. So with this Two of Pentacles, this can certainly show there's something that may be out of alignment, not in balance for you. So this may be where you need to pay a little bit of attention. The Chariot is where we do get things in alignment, and this is why we move move forward. We're no longer playing a juggling act or going side to side. This is clear sense of direction. So if you've been feeling a little lost or a little bit unsure, you're probably going to get that clarity that you need, that clear sense of direction. And you are going to make a decision this week. Whatever it's about, well, it's written in the stars for you here with the Chariot card, right? The key sometimes here is being flexible and adaptable, just like our Two of Pentacles. But again, that Two of Pentacles, it can represent weighing up your options, making a decision, having different opportunities for you, but be flexible flexible and adaptable, kind of weigh up your options, make sure you see everything clearly, and then you can figure things out and make a decision. But we do have the Nine of Wands here, right on top of the Four of Swords. So I feel like it's maybe been like a busy week, a busy month, a busy year. You might be quite exhausted. If you get trapped up in a news cycle, this is like, okay, I'm really skeptical about the world around me. Four of Swords, I need some peace of mind. I need peace and quiet. And so maybe, going out and having fun with a friend or going on vacation may actually just be what the doctor ordered, because we are tired and drained and a little skeptical in this Nine of Wands. It's like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready for something just a little different. This can also be if you've been, under some stress, or you've been trying to move forward with things. You don't give up with that Nine of Wands. You're ready to fulfill your commitments and promises. You go to the bitter end, okay? But then it's like, okay, something's got to give just a little bit here. But fortunately, you do have the Chariot card coming in there, and that is success. It's victory. It can be a breakout or breakthrough moment for you here, but we are in alignment, right? Our masculine and our feminine is in alignment. Our physical and our spiritual is in alignment. And when that happens, the magic can begin. We can overcome any obstacles or issues with ease. It's full speed ahead with this energy. And again, it is success. And you see all the stars. It is a card of destiny. Okay. And again, everything aligning for you. So if things have been a little bit challenging, or you've hit every little fork in the road imaginable, you may get just all of a sudden just things going in a straight line, and it is a relief. Get you a final message here, guys. And 77. You got 777, 2s and 7s. Okay, watch out for 2s and 7s. You got 22 and a 2, 7 and a 7. Okay. It is time to move on from the old patterns, habits, and fears. Now is the time to walk in the direction of your biggest desires and ambitions. Now is the time to be bold and brave. I am brave. That's your reading, card number 2, choices. I hope there was something here for you. Watch the other 2 cards if they resonated with you. You may have been drawn to card number 1. Which was, I forget now, it was the ring. It was the ring card, because they also did get the Chariot. So there could be something there that speaks to you as well. But we're going to move on to card number 3, which is the Anchor. And finally, those who chose the 3rd card, you chose the Anchor. Now, the Anchor has to do first and foremost with our goals and achieving our goals. So where are your goals? Do you have short-term goals for this week? Do you have long-term goals? Okay, is there something in the near future that you want to accomplish? This shows that your goals are within reach, okay, and your actions, your decisions are what gets it done. The anchor can also be about anchoring yourself in one spot. And depending on some of the other cards we get, are you happy about where you've anchored yourself? Okay, or are you ready to pick up that anchor and move to another destination or another situation? Right? That anchor can hold you down and can anchor you in place in a storm. Right? But if you lift that anchor, you can also float away into something just a little different. But ultimately, this is a super positive card. Okay. Let's grab a few more cards to go with it. Can also represent, because it's an anchor, some of you may be making some travel plans, whether they're just for the weekend or whether they're something a little bigger, and you may be going on some sort of boat or a ship in your near future, or maybe you're a little bit longer future if you're making like some bigger plans and having to save up for something. But it can be really fun, especially if you haven't had a vacation in a while. You're ready, right? You're ready. We could all use a vacation at this point in time. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Love it. Ace of Pentacles is can be something really special. We've got the Knight of Wands. Okay. And we have the Emperor. All right. You got a little bit of fiery energy here, but also with a little bit of responsibility and wisdom with your choices. The Ace of Pentacles can be you spending some money, okay, on something fun. Knight of Wands, travel and adventure. But you're being a little wise with your money there as well. So maybe you're making, maybe you're waiting for something to go on sale, or you just feel that this could be money well spent. Right? You're not being super extravagant and frivolous. You're making wise choices, but you're also making sure that you're not being like penny pincher and you're going to be like, maybe sailing on a boat in like, stewage, right? Stewage. And, or on just like a rickety ship that looks like it might sink, right? You're going to make sure that you're safe and secure, right? With that Emperor there and comfortable. Some of you may be traveling with a family member. The Emperor can be like a father figure, a patriarch of some kind. So you could also get gifted something here. Maybe you get a bonus at work, because the Ace of Pentacles, it's not just money going out. It can be money coming in. Right? So this can be a gift, a bonus. This can be something shiny and sparkly for you. This can be, anything gold, right? Or some metal material object that comes in for you. But this can also represent a goal, or a new beginning. All right. And it is something tied to your goals, right? Gold for your goals. The Ace of Pentacles, new money, new job, bonuses, investment opportunities, purchases that can like kind of last for the long term, because the Ace of Pentacles is always the seed of something new. And if we commit to this, it blossoms into something spectacular. You may also have a little bit of luck this week as well, because that Ace of Pentacles can be very lucky, and it can also represent like a little bit of a windfall. Okay, so if you're feeling lucky, your left palm is itchy. My background, my culture, my grandmother always said, if your left palm is itchy, it's money coming in. If it's your right palm, it's money going out. And actually, that is actually very much in alignment with energy, right? My dominant hand is my right hand. I'm right-handed, so energy coming in goes through my non-dominant. Energy going out is through my dominant. So Granny has a point. Anyways, and that's not from my spiritual grandma. That was from a different one. Anyways, so so this can be if your palm is feeling a little itchy this week. Maybe you got some luck, do with it what you will. All right. But this looks like you could have some success this week as well, and some fun. The Knight of Wands can be an entrepreneur. It can just be, you working on a project. And the Emperor, it's like, I've got this completion. Okay. Your boss may also take notice of you this week as well, because the Emperor can be big boss man, or boss lady. Okay. Whoever's your boss. Okay. They wear the pants in the workplace. But the Knight of Wands, this can be like success with a project or an endeavor, or perhaps you get put in charge of a project. You may get a bonus for it, Ace of Pentacles, upon completion, or this can put you in alignment to make more money, right? Maybe you're proving your worth. In the Knight of Wands energy, you're like, no problem, I got this, okay? You could have a maturing of a relationship this week as well, and it's just what you wanted. With that Anchor card, you get this gift, the Ace of Pentacles. It might be a little bit unconventional. Like for example, because the Knight of Wands, like if you're kind of, romantic relationship there, the Knight of Wands isn't always known for sticking around. Okay, it's like, it's like I'm here for a good time, not a long time. But right beside the Emperor shows that that this could be a maturing of a relationship in some way, higher level of commitment with a relationship, and that your Emperor has a fun side. Okay, so but for some of you, you may be dealing with a couple of different people this week. So whether you're collaborating with people this week, maybe you're just teaming up, maybe you have a choice to make this week as well. It looks like both are pretty good options depending on, Anchor, what your goals are. Okay, so keep your goals in mind this week, front and center, and you just never know. You may have some success or help or support, or maybe even something brand new that comes in for you guys. Woo, thank you. Am I taking? No, I'm not taking all those. It's too many. There's like 7 cards there. All right. Got the wheel. Feeling lucky, punk? There you go. There's your Wheel of Fortune. Got the World. There's your Anchor. There's your goal. Tower upside down. All right. So Tower in reverse. The Tower in reverse could represent that that there's changes coming and you got control over it. Right? You're like, I got this. This can also represent that you're averting disaster this week. Maybe that's your lucky break. This can also represent that something is changing, and that that you need to do something different. Okay. And again, for some of you, there's something new here, right? So with that Tower, you're getting out of your comfort zone and trying new things. Okay. Or that there's new opportunities out there. That there may be something new coming in, because ultimately that Tower, that something is shifting, but it's like, I know it, I'm under control. The Emperor card, right? Aries energy, but this is like, I'm in charge. I'm in the position of authority. I'm the boss. Okay. I will decide when something changes. I will decide what is right for me. I will decide what is new, right? Sometimes we can say the Tower is like resisting things that are inevitably set to crumble or change, but I feel like it's more of the latter of what I just said. But this is big energy for you guys this week, right? Got Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Cycle of increase and opportunity is the card of destiny. This is a card of fate and fortune. Okay. And it is a cycle of increase and opportunity ruled by Jupiter. Okay. Jupiter, the planet of luck and abundance. Okay. And so you could have some, maybe with great risk comes great reward. Okay. Or maybe you do have that little left itchy palm. Okay, so take a chance and you might be pleasantly surprised. But we do have the World card here as well, which is, Anchor, right? Your goals, completion. So again, some of you have some success this week, and maybe this gives you a little bit of freedom, or you might get a bonus for that. The World card is a successful completion of a cycle. So you could really be transitioning this week into a new cycle in your life in some way. The portal is open there for you. Okay. When we have the World card, we get completion, we get celebration, we've got abundance, we've succeeded something. Okay. And now we're ready to step forward into the next stage, the next phase. So keep that Anchor energy in mind this week, right? What are your goals and dreams? Where do you want to make a change if you need to? Because remember, we can be picking up our anchor and sailing somewhere a little bit new. But a lot of potential and a lot of possibilities for you guys this week. So what a great card. And your final message, number 30, threes about creativity, basis of manifestation, teamwork, and collaboration. You are an original and innovative thinker and an excellent communicator. You have a great talent for using creativity to convey your ideas, and your optimistic attitude has an uplifting effect on others. I am imaginative. There you go. If you can imagine it, you can create it. I'll leave that there for you guys. I hope there was something here for you. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I'll see you next time. Bye.